May I have your attention, please? Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Great. I hope you had a tremendous day yesterday at the conference, as well as at the dinner and the church concert. The second day today of this conference, I hope will be even greater. And I think that almost 400, maybe a little bit less today, spend 2 whole days actually in a dark conference room, even if the sun is shining outside. My name is Johan Hustad. I'm the director of NTNU Energy. And my favorite part of any conference is the discussion of results, the arguments, the reflections, and the new ideas. We are all researchers and nerds to some extent, and talk well together in our fairly technical language. But are we communicating the ideas to the public in an understandable way? Are we focusing too much on detailed problems and challenges when we talk to the general public and politicians? From high school, we learned about the water cycle. Evaporation from the sea, the clouds, the rain, as you experienced yesterday, and then in the rivers back to the sea. Very easy to understand. But what about the carbon cycle? Is that as easy to understand? We have been digging too much carbon out of the ground. It's more carbon than the forests and the sea can take. So we need to recycle some carbon back to the ground. But how can we communicate a CO2 gas? You can't see. It's in the air even. You can't see it. And when you capture it and store it in the ground, you can't see it there either. So how do we make a good story out of it? That's really a challenge. The rain you can see. The clouds you can see. You can even see the solar panels and the wind turbines, which is also a part of the solution for reducing climate change. How can we make a good, reliable story for CCS as well? To reach acceptance for high capture rates and storage, we need to communicate a good story. The Paris Agreement, the latest IPCC scenarios, should help speeding up the need for large-scale CCS technologies and solutions. But instead, school children feel the needs to take to the streets on a strike, to get politicians listen to scientists. I often wonder how we ended up in such a situation. As a scientist, it makes me wonder if we scientists have done our job well enough when we need the help of school children to get attention to the knowledge we have produced. I guess the answer is obvious. But I do hope that initiatives like this conference also can contribute to sharing and debating the knowledge we have and make available for the public in an understandable way. Perhaps some actions come out of this as well. Fortunately, most of the world agree on how bad the situation is, what targets we need to set, and how urgent we need solutions, as we discussed yesterday. The details of the solutions are a bit worse. It is the solutions we are debating here yesterday and today. How can we transition from a society we are to a society we need to be in the future? And communicate the importance of CCS to speed up the CCS deployment. We will need scientists to provide solutions, but more than anything, we also need politicians and industry leaders. I hope the conference this autumn in Oslo will contribute to needed European and international agreements, and that politicians and industry leaders will be energized by the young, impatient generation. And I hope, when you leave Trondheim, that you take away a sense of urgency, a sense of hope, and the motivation for continuing the work on CCS research and deployment to make sure that industry, power sector, natural gas is not, in the future, it's not a part of the problem. It's actually a part of the solution. Thank you.